Okay, so I just went to go see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the movie, and now I'm going to talk about the movie. This video will have spoilers at a specific point. I will put the timestamp probably down below up here somewhere, and I'll get into the spoiler territory then, and I will say something else when I'm getting close to it. But I'm just going to talk about it briefly, really quick, give my thoughts on it without obviously spoiling, and talk about some things in the movie. And really, yeah, just go into it. So I heard a lot of things, and I saw mixed reviews. I did. I saw people saying like this was a great film, and I saw people like upset with it. And I don't know. I personally don't know why, because I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie. I did. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was visually stunning. I thought the dialogue was great. I thought the pacing was good. People were like, "Oh, it went too fast." I personally, I don't like the bullshit. I really don't. Like, especially in anime. Like, when they get to the shit in anime, I'm like, this is great. When they get to the shit in movies, specifically Marvel films, it's great. I feel the same way in both realms. So I really liked the pacing. I thought it kept me locked in the whole time. I was never sitting there like, this is just dialogue to be dialogue. It was always something going on. They introduced a new character, America. Don't know why that's her name. I'm gonna be honest, because she's not American, but I don't think that matters. Well, I don't think she's American. I'm not making any assumptions. But she was like speaking Spanish, so I'm confused. I am. I don't know why that's her name, but I mean, she's like clearly gonna be like a new character set in stone in the universe, and she's gonna be here for a minute. I thought she was a good character, for sure. I definitely thought she had some cringy moments, though. She did. And I think this is her first big film from what I've read. So it's to be, she has room for improvement. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say she's the worst, because obviously she has to be good at her job to some degree to obviously get a role like this. It was just some light cringy moments, from her that I wasn't really the biggest fan of. Wanda definitely carried. She was an absolute threat. Absolute threat. She was great. Great. Definitely, if you haven't seen WandaVision, spoilers for WandaVision. I haven't seen it myself, but I know that this is what happened. That she got a hold of the dark hold, and then obviously she has that. So in this movie, obviously that's a big theme of the movie, and there's a lot, specifically with her, a lot of horror elements in this movie. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's kind of sick. It is kind of sick. I'm kind of sick. I'm sorry for my voice. My voice is kind of like raspy, but it is like great. It is really, really good. I got jump scared like 2 or 3 times. Like it was, and they weren't jump scares that I expected, because it's like a Marvel film. When you're watching a horror movie and then shit starts getting quiet and stuff, you expect a jump scare. And like in Marvel, they do this too. They'll make shit quiet, and then like a character will jump from behind and try and like take them out. But like these jump scares weren't really like the one in there was one in like a tunnelish thing, and they like kind of made it like an ASMR and water dropping, and it was very quiet. That one was kind of not predictable, but more so like predictable. But there was like there was another one, and I just like literally wasn't expecting it at all. Like it was like I was sitting there, and I was like, I was like, whoa, I was kind of thrown off by it, but in a good way. Like I was like, damn, that good. And then there was a lot of like nightmarish type shit going on, blood and gore and faces falling off, and it was like, wow, what the fuck is going on? This is not Marvel, especially coming from Disney. Like, it was a lot, but it was great. It was great. I'm not gonna lie. I really did enjoy it, because it brought a lot. It brought a mature outlook onto it, and it was very like, like this is an adult film. I don't even know if I would take a kid to go see this. Realistically, like they could get nightmares from it. I'm not gonna lie. There are some scenes that like are scary and creepy. There are, and it's like it's good though. Like nothing that like most adults would leave the theater like being like, but it was like in the moment, it was like, damn, that's some creepy shit. And it was good. It was really good. I liked that a lot from the film. As I said, the visuals that were there. Don't know if I talked about the comedy yet, but the comedy, for me personally, it was hitting. People were saying it wasn't hitting. Wong and Dr. Strange, they always have the good comedy together. Their dialogue's always great, and it's very subtle. As I said, with America, the girl, her comedy really wasn't. She had some moments, but again, a lot of it wasn't really hitting for me with her specifically, because with her it seemed a little bit forced. But she was a main factor in this movie too, and she was a good character overall. And Doctor Strange, he was a great character in this movie. Yeah, so that's definitely how I feel about that. I would say the title of the movie is a little misleading. It's called The Multiverse of Madness, and it definitely deals with the multiverse, but not as much and not as direct as you think, considering the title, right? Because it's like the whole focus of the movie is like something else that just deals with kind of traveling through multiverses. But in the grand scheme of things, it does set it up for multiversal stuff in the future. But this movie specifically is more so of a setup for that. So it's like you're not going to be seeing characters that you'd expect to see like just jumping out the wazoo. Like you're not going to see like Spider-Man here and like this person here and like this person here. Like that's kind of what I expected to see, like different characters randomly, and like because they said Multiverse of Madness, so I'm like, okay, there's gonna be like this character and then like Scorpion and then Craven and all this shit, you know, like I that's what I was expecting, but that's not how it is. But that's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. Personally, for myself, I thought the movie was executed really good. Really, really good. I thought the movie was executed really good. I thought it's getting a little too much hate because I see people talking about it and they're shitting on it. I don't know why. And I see a lot of creators using this word, but this movie was the most ambitious film that Marvel has done that I've watched. It just is. There were so many elements that you just haven't seen before. And I thought it was great, and it kept me entertained the whole entire time. And it's a must watch. It's a must watch. I think it's better than the first one. I'm sorry for my voice. I really am. I think it's better than the first one. Realistically, comparing it to Spider-Man, comparing this movie to Spider-Man, I don't know. I'm not going to say that they're equal, right? Because I feel like Spider-Man was executed in a way that was more... Because this movie, you don't really know what's going on for the first 20 minutes. And then you sort of get that direction. And then you sort of figure it out. Spider-Man was sort of the same way, but it was like rushed at the beginning. It was just kind of rushed at the beginning. But like comparing it to Spider-Man, I don't think it's far from Spider-Man at all. I really don't. And I don't know if that's a hot take, because people were going crazy for Spider-Man. I was one of them. I think I gave that movie like a 9.5. I really do. I think I gave that movie like a 9.59, something like that. I thought that was a great movie, but I don't think this movie's far off. I don't. I really don't. Because the plot of Spider-Man was what? They open up the universes, and then the enemies get through. So do the Spider-Mans. So then they send them back. Or whatever. Right? Wasn't that the whole plot? Well, I think the plot of this movie, and I'm not going to specify it, was a little bit more cheesy. I didn't think it... Oh my gosh, my voice. I didn't think it was that bad. I really don't. I thought it was maybe just as good as the plot of Spider-Man. I really do. I really do. I don't think it was bad by any means. I really do not. And I don't know. And as I said, I think I may get some comments from that, but I think it was a little bit under Spider-Man, but damn near just as good. For me personally, I do. That's gonna get some. I'm scared for that one, but that's how I feel about it. I thought it personally lived up to the hype. At first, no, honestly. The first 30 or so minutes, it was, as I said, confusing. And I was like, this is okay. But it was like, after that point, it was just good. It was so good. It didn't stop. It didn't stop from there. It really didn't. It just kept getting better throughout the film. In the action sequences too. The action sequences were great. I think there were like two fights that were a little like... There was like one that was too short, one that was a little too drawn out. But for the most part, the action was great. There was some cringiness to me and some forced lines and shit. But I mean, they didn't hesitate to like do damage and be gory and like just like I'm not gonna specify, but there's a character and he gets absolutely whopped. He gets whopped. Like it was like someone pulls up on him, click. Like it was kind of fucking I can't even speak. I'm kind of speechless. It was good. And then another character, he just got absolutely ripped to shreds. And it was like, as I said, I'm not specifying, but it was just so quick and there was no hesitation to it because they were kind of free to do that in this movie, considering what was going on. So it made it really good to me. You know, it made it, you typically don't see that in Marvel films because obviously we are only grounded to our one universe up until this point that it's like, you can't just go killing off people here and there because why? Like, how can you do that? Because then you're just but now since we are in a state of having all these different universes, you could do whatever the fuck you want. And while it doesn't matter, it's just like, it doesn't at the same time. And I thought that was a really cool thing. I thought the end credit scene, which I'm not going to specify just yet, kind of confusing. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, I think I sort of hit all the points that I wanted to do without spoiling anything. If I were to rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10, I would realistically give it like an 8.7 or some shit like that. It was good. It was a good, great film. As I said, I think the worst part of the film, realistically, there was some CGI that was a little iffy. I thought some of the lines were a little cheesy. I thought the premise of the story is slightly like, I don't know, because it makes sense, but it's like, oh, is that really like why we're causing this mass destruction for? Just because of this? That's kind of how I saw it. But it makes sense at the same time. In a selfish way. But I don't know. But it's good. It's a good film. It really is. If you haven't seen the movie yet, it's a must watch. It is. It's a must watch. It is really, really good. It hit for me. That's a movie that I could like easily go watch again. Easily go watch again. And yeah, 8.7 out of 10. Spoiler territory right now. I'm getting into spoilers in a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1, spoiler town right now. So if you haven't seen the movie, click out. Oh, that's bars. But no. So going into spoiler territory now. I thought the whole love interest thing with the story of Wanda wanting to have kids, so then she's going to literally cause like a universal rupture and do all this shit, it's like, it's kind of stupid to me. I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid to me. That's one thing. Another thing with America, I think the fact that she has these powers that she could only pop up when she's frightened, it's like, okay, I get it. But it's like when she's locked in the cage, I just hate, that's one thing I hate. And I didn't mention this 2 seconds ago and I forgot because I really couldn't specify. I hate the fact that Dr. Strange is like, you can use these powers, you just gotta believe in yourself. And then she hits him with and then fucking pulls up. Like, it's like, why didn't you do this from the beginning? To me, that's like, why? I hate, and I've seen this in many films, in many different, it's like when you don't have the confidence. I don't know how to use my powers, so I'm not going to use them. And I understand, right? Having a power where you can literally travel through multiverses if you pop it, I can understand being afraid to use it, right? Because if I could punch my wall right now and open a portal to 70 different universes and I automatically get sucked in at random, it's like, okay, I wouldn't want to use that without knowing how to use it. But she's trapped in the cage, and then they're trying to get out, and she was hitting the cage like 5 minutes ago, but now she decides to punch it and then just rips a star into it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, why didn't you do that before? Just do it. Simple. Very simple, actually. I don't know. That's how I felt. I understand you have the courage and you build up like this. I don't know. That part was a little annoying to me. That part was definitely a little annoying to me. I thought the whole, as I said, the love interest thing was a little bit, it was weird because it's like, why are you doing that? And with the end credit scene, I looked it up and the girl's name is like Clara or some shit, Clea, and she's like the daughter of like that one guy, that Dormammu or whatever the fuck. I don't know who she is. But with Doctor Strange getting the third eye, he's clearly going to become evil in some way, because the guy was like, oh, then the dark hole is going to corrupt you, the reader. It may have effects on the reader. That's what he said. So that was insinuating that something's going to happen to him, and then therefore obviously he opened the third eye thing. With that being the case, he seemed normal now, but I'm assuming what's going to happen is the same thing's going to happen to him as what happened to Wanda. He had the Christine with the red hair, who obviously they had a thing, but can't be with her. He's going to be like, you know what? I want to be with her. And then do exactly what Wanda just did. That's what I'm assuming, right? Try to get into her universe and then be with her. Because that's the universe where he would succeed with her, considering he's already dead in that universe anyway. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen to him, and he's going to become villainous in that way. And if this Clea person is going to stop him, I don't know. Will America probably intervene with that as well? I'm assuming so. Because he's probably going to want her powers, and then he's going to deceive her and be like, oh, just take me there, I want to visit her, or some shit. I don't know. I feel like something's going to happen with that too, in some way, because obviously he can't be there since he's from another universe, so there's going to be some issues with that. I'm assuming so. And then they said at the end of the credits, Doctor Strange will return, so whenever the third movie comes out, probably 2026, we'll see then. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I thought the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, Charles Xavier pulling up, I thought that was sick, because that's obviously showing that in the future. There's also Black Bolt. I don't know if he's going to get his own movie as well, but I'm excited for that, X-Men and Fantastic Four for sure, because I haven't seen Fantastic Four since 2006 or whenever that was. So I thought that was pretty cool. They both got washed. When Xavier got his shit snapped, that was lethal. I was like, oh my gosh. She pulled up, she said, and it was gory. I was like, damn. And then when she ripped Stretchy Boy, I don't know his name. When she ripped him to shreds, she was just like, boom. And then he was just like a paper grinder. It was ridiculous. And then she cut Captain Britain, I think that's her name, in half with her own shield. Crushed Captain Marvel. Which, I mean, out of all the ways to kill, because Captain Marvel is always like, how are you going to crush her like that? I mean, if I'm Captain Marvel, I'm not falling to that shit. That's just me. I don't know if I'm different or something, but if I have these powers and the statue's falling on me, I'm hitting it and I'm getting right back up. I understand she just got thrown to the statue, but that was a little too easy for Captain Marvel, who's supposed to be like a universal threat. With literally the other three characters, I understand, like when Black Bolt, when she took away his mouth, oh my gosh, that was actually the coolest thing in the movie. He said, Black Bolt can literally kill you just by whispering. And then she was like, with the what mouth? And he already activated the shit and blew up his brain. I was like, damn. Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. But yeah, no. Them three, I understand them. Captain Marvel, don't know how they killed her off by having a statue fall on her. That was just kind of stupid to me. But I think the fact that like she went into the world, saw her with her kids having that realization moment, I understand it. But it's like, oh damn, that's right, now I'm just gonna go and change up everything that I did. I get it. I mean, I guess in the realistically, if that was real, I guess it would probably work the same way. I don't think she's dead though. She had like an off-screen death, kind of, and my friends were talking about this. They were like, yeah, we don't think she's dead. And I was like, that kind of makes sense, because the mountain just fell, but we didn't actually see her body like get crushed under a rock and then her hand go like, or some shit, so I don't know. I don't think so. I think she may be fine. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it for the most part. Again, I thought it was a great movie though. I thought it was very, very entertaining through and throughout, and it's definitely something I'm excited to see the future for. I just don't understand, again, the end credit scene, because it's like that girl like sliced the blade and then we're seeing these fucking like atoms and shit, and I'm like, where are we? We're already dealing with this multiversal shit. Where are we now? So it was like, oh my gosh, there's more shit. It's a complicated mess, but it's definitely understandable if you pay attention, for sure. And I felt like I understood this movie for the most part, even without seeing Loki or WandaVision, which people were saying you had to see. to really understand what's going on, but I thought I understood everything for the most part. But yeah, no. So again, 8.7 out of 10. 8.7. 8.7 out of 10. I don't know why I put the 0.7. It just feels like it's not a 0.5. I feel like it's like it has to be, that little inch up. But yeah, no. 8.7 out of 10. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Great movie. Great movie. Would see it again. And yeah, that's really it. On to the next one.